I run a software agency and I've tested probably over 50 AI tools in the last 2 years, and most of them are hype. They look great on paper, they look great in a demo, but they fall apart in production. So here are 7 I actually use to run my business every single day. No affiliate links, no sponsorships, just what works. And here's the stack: Cloud Code, Granola, Linear, Sentry, Slack, Whisperflow, and just MCP servers in general. That's it. That's the whole thing. But I'm not just listing tools, I'm showing you the system, how they connect, what each one replaced, and a specific mistake that ruins each one. Because 7 random tools is noise, but 7 tools wired in a system, that's a machine. So let's go. So number 1, Cloud Code. This isn't a chatbot. This is an AI operator that lives in your terminal. It is the operating system of how you should operate, regardless of your industry. Because to be honest, you can develop well from it outside of software. You could use it for accounting, etc. Most people think of AI coding tools as autocomplete on steroids. Tap, 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 accept suggestion, move on. That's not what this is. Cloud Code runs in your terminal. It has full context of your entire code base, every file, every function, every dependency, even your entire file system on your computer. It doesn't just suggest the next line, it understands the system. It executes, it reads files, it writes files, it runs commands, it connects to external services through MCP servers, which I'll get to later. Here's what my actual workflow looks like. I open up my terminal, I describe what I need to plan in plain English. Cloud Code reads the relevant files, understands the architecture, writes the code, runs the test, and commits it. I review, I reprove, done. That's a very fast, small microcosm of what's going on. But for example, last week I needed to add a new API endpoint with validation, error handling, and test. I described it in natural language, and Cloud Code scaffolded the endpoint, wrote the validation layer, generated the test, random, all green. I reviewed every line, but I also took advantage of Cloud Code's inherent abilities, using skills, commands, subagents, because that's not negotiable. I define the criteria of how I work, my conventions that I've learned over the years, and I apply it in Cloud Code so that it operates like me. But the work that used to take 3 hours can now take 40 minutes once all of this is set up. And here's the thing people get wrong about AI coding tools. There's a military term, force multiplier. Night vision goggles don't give you more soldiers, they make the soldiers you have more effective. But night vision on someone who's never held a weapon is useless and dangerous even. Cloud Code is the same. 15 years of engineering experience, I know what good codes look like. I know when the AI goes off the rails, and that's why it makes me faster. It doesn't replace the judgment, it removes the typing. And here's the kicker. It connects to my project management tools, my meeting notes, my error monitoring, my CMS, all through MCP servers. And more on that in Tool 7. But here's a mistake. Treating AI coding tools like autocomplete is wrong. Cloud Code isn't completing your sentences, it's operating your code base, but only if you know what good code looks like in the first place. The number 2, this is a must-have, Granola, AI meeting notes. Every meeting is captured, transcribed, summarized. I get action items extracted, searchable context forever. I used to take notes during calls, half listening, half typing, trying to capture what the client said, while also trying to respond to what the client said. Things slip through, important things, the kind of things that come back 3 weeks later as scope disputes. Now I'm fully present. I'm in the conversations. I'm talking because I'm confident that I have everything captured by Granola. I'm listening, I'm engaged, everything is going well. After the call is already done, I have a full transcript, I have summary, key points, action items. The notes are available and they're all there. And these aren't 30-page transcripts of everything everyone said. These are 1 to 2 pages of what matters, decision modes, next steps, formatted, clean, and shareable. The CYA benefit alone is worth the price. Client says you agreed to something you didn't, pull up the transcript. Dispute about scope, pull up the transcript. Done. Conversation over. Make sure that every call you go into, whether it's on Slack huddles, whether it's on Google Meets, whether it's on Zoom, you've got Granola enabled and it's recording on autocomplete. But there's one thing. Tell your clients up front that the calls are recorded and transcribed, because that's obviously important, and put it in your contract. Most people appreciate the transparencies, and the ones who don't, that's a yellow flag. But you should communicate the value, because it makes sure that there is no communication gaps going forward. You can even share these notes with them. I can even query my Granola notes through MCP connected to Cloud Code. I can say, what did the client decide about the offload in yesterday's call, and get the answer without leaving my terminal. So now I can inject Cloud Code and Granola into my code base, and everything can work like a constant cycle. All the context is there. Now the mistake is not recording calls in the first place, because every unrecorded meeting is lost context, gone forever, and that's not efficiency, that's amnesia. Number 3, this is a must-have, Linear. Here's why I picked it. Linear has 25 engineers. They ship like they have 100. They're async first, they have a deep work culture, extreme ownership, and one engineer owns the whole feature. Full context, full accountability. I saw what they built and started using their own tool. The philosophy behind their tool matters as much as the features. It's keyboard driven, creating an issue, assigning it, moving it to in progress, takes 3 seconds. No clicking through menus, no loading screens, pure velocity. But the AI assisted triage suggests priorities and flags potential duplicates. Not magic, but it cuts the busy work. And everything stays tight. no ticket graveyards, no backlog of 100 items nobody's looking at since March. At Mode, every client engagement lives in linear. Every milestone, every deliverable, every decision. When a client asks where are we, I don't scramble, I send them the board, and that's confidence. And because linear connects to Claude via MCP, and we also have Granola connected, I can create issues, update status, and check my sprint from the same terminal where I'm writing code. No context switching, no tab juggling, one place. And where bug reports get come in on Slack, and we get them tracked in linear, we can revise and go back at our Granola notes in MCP as well as our code base to figure out where we went wrong in our user research flows, or what questions we never asked, or what the customer said that we didn't account for, or if there were just gaps in communication in the first place, and we can use this to enrich each ticket that's created so that we have full context of what we're building every time. So now, when we want to work through and plan, the best thing is to get in a conversation with the customer, with the client, with the people who are seeing issues, talk through the problem, see what they're seeing, screen share, talk out loud, get all these notes because they will all feed into linear to help enrich tickets, which can be used to fed into Claude code to actually build out the implementation. It's insane. It is such a good workflow, and it is absolutely critical to everything I do going forward that I have all these three synced up. But there's a serious mistake because over-engineering your project management is a problem. You want to keep it simple. You want status, priority, owner, and that's it. But have everything updated and automated so you get those updates out. Tie them into Slack channels, whatever you need. Just keep it going. But these three together are fucking golden. Number 4. Sentry for error monitoring. Now this is more of an observability tool than an AI tool, but this is a tool that stops your customers from being your monitoring system. Think about what happens without monitoring. Checkouts fail for 10% of users. These users don't call support, they don't file a ticket, they just leave quietly. You lose 10% of revenue for months before something mentions it offhand in a Slack message. That's not a bug, that's silent bleeding. Sentry catches every error the moment that happens, logs a new error, stack trace, user context, browser device, the exact lines of code it broke. And even better, it creates an alert and lets me know immediately. At the start of every day, just like my other tools, I have a custom command where I run /triage, which goes through every single issue that might have cropped up in Sentry in the last 24 hours. It'll search through the code base, it'll search through Granola, it'll try and figure out and prioritize how did this bug get created in the first place, where did we go wrong, is there a gap in our logic. If necessary, it'll provide me with a list of customer questions to go back to the customer so we can revise and be like, hey, this is happening, is this correct? But also it can like help us refine our technical implementation, be like, hey, this has happened, we never accounted for this edge case, and we can go in and refine. And because everything can work together, because we can type /triage in Cloud Code, we can pull down the Sentry logs, we can pull the Granola MCP, we can create and enrich proper linear bug tickets for the team to address with directions in the code path, because Cloud Code is also connected to our code base. So everything is super fleshed out. We've got Granola for customer context, Sentry for anything going wrong, and Cloud Code directly to our GitHub repository, which will always get the up-to-date code. These are really, really fucking good. It's such a fucking power to have all this connected, and it's really important that as you're going through, you're working with AI tools, but you find AI tools that integrate really well. And here's a real example of how this worked really well for us. We deployed a feature on a Tuesday. Wednesday morning, Sentry alerted us a specific API call was failing for users on Safari with a particular auth token configuration. There's 12 users affected, and we fixed it in 20 minutes. Without Sentry, we would have found out Friday when a customer emailed. The session replay is also incredible. You can literally watch what the user did before the error, what they clicked, what they typed, what they saw on screen, what their unique user context is. We caught a checkout bug in 20 minutes that would have taken days to reproduce without it. And if you're playing B2B, signing contracts, talking SLAs, service level agreements, onboarding enterprise clients, they're going to ask you, what's your incident process? What's your uptime? Sentry is how you answer those questions with data instead of hand waving. It's also how you get closer to SOC 2 compliance in all these different areas. It's how you prove yourself as a successful technical business who's building proper software solutions that can actually exit potentially or grow indefinitely. And the mistake here is waiting until after launch to add monitoring. You want it in there from day one. You want monitoring in terms of your customer calls through Granola, in terms of anything can go wrong in your software with Sentry. You want all this hooked up so you have this constant machine going 24/7. Now our next tool, number 5, Slack, but not the way most people use it. Most teams use Slack as a chat app. Messages fly, things get lost, channels multiply like rabbits, it becomes noise. That's not how I use it. Slack is the nerve center. It's where everything flows together. Linear notifications flow into Slack so everybody's updated on the status of the project. Issues are created, statuses are changed, PRs are merged. We see everything that's happening in the system. We also create workflows for people to log bugs and log improvement requests and feature requests. And these get automatically created into a linear ticket, which are automatically enriched through our triage process. So if a bug is created, and reported by a user, we can check if there's any existing Sentry issues that have cropped up in the last 24 to 48 hours or beyond. We can find exact stack traces where things go wrong. We can correlate them. We can get on a customer call. We can record it in Granola, and we can enrich these content, and we can get these up-to-date frameworks. So we can use so many different touch points, and we can connect them all together to really enrich and get a global picture over what's going wrong, what we need to build, or what features we need in the future. So there's a lot here. But what's really important is, like, in Slack, there's so much going on. We've got linear notifications that flow into Slack. We've got error spikes, new issues, regressions detected coming in from Sentry. GitHub webhook flows into Slack so we can see what deploys successfully, what deploys failed, what PR needs review, everything converges. It's a constant signal of what's going on. And I have dedicated channels, alert productions for Sentry, deploys for CI/CD, client channels for each engagement. The signal to noise ratio is high because I designed it that way. I open Slack in the morning and know the state of everything. What shipped, what broke, what needs attention. And that's not a chat tool, that's an integration hub. I run my /triage command then, and I get to plug it all together through Cloud Code to really make sure our boards are up to date with the latest information that we've received from our customers or our error monitoring. Now, the mistake is treating Slack like a real-time chat room where everybody needs to respond immediately. You need to set expectations, clear boundaries, use threads, make it async. That's how small teams move fast. Use it as an initial point of reference, but don't expect everybody to reply to you immediately. People have to be doing the work. So it's important that you understand. Treat it as an initial signal capturing point, but not as something that you have to get to immediately. Now, number 6, Whisperflow, voice to text. This is the tool that nobody talks about and has changed everything for me. Let me be honest with you for a second. I almost didn't include this on the list because it's not flashy. It doesn't have AI agents or fancy dashboards. It just does one thing really well. It listens to you talk and turns it into clean text that you can put into any input box. But think about how much of your day is typing. Emails, specs, requirements, docs, Slack messages, prompts for Claude. What if you just talked? And what if as you talked, depending on the context where you're talking, whether it's in Slack, whether it's in Cloud Code, whether it's in an email, it auto-formats it completely to how it should be. I use Whisperflow to generate prompts for Cloud Code. Instead of typing a 200-word prompt describing what I want to build, I speak it in 30 seconds, get way more context packed in. Whisper transcribes, I paste it into the terminal. I actually don't even paste it into the terminal. I just hover over the terminal, automatically goes in, and then I'm done. And then I can also draft client proposals by speaking. I can talk to him about my ideas, ask it to reformat it in such a way that it's presentable to the client, and then I write specs by speaking. I write prompts by speaking, and then I refine. Speaking is 3 to 4 times faster than typing, and because Whisper understands context, the output is clean enough to use directly or without minimal editing. This replaced my entire thinking about automations there. I used to map out Make and Zapier workflows for everything, spent hours writing up automations, the real automations, eliminating typing entirely, voice in, AI out. The mistake, still typing everything manually when you could be speaking. Try for 1 week, you will not go back. And number 7, this isn't necessarily any specific tool, but it's MCP servers in general. This is the one that ties everything together, and most people have never heard of it. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. It's a standard that lets AI tools connect to external services. Think of it as USB ports for AI. Plug in a service and the AI can use it. And here's what this means in practice. Cloud Code doesn't just read my code base, it connects to Linear, creates issues, checks sprint status, updates tasks. It connects to Granola, queries my meeting notes, finds decisions, pulls action items. It connects to Sanity, my CMS, reads content, creates documents, updates pages. It connects to GitHub, creates PRs, reads comments, checks CI status. It connects to Sentry, gets any logged issue, and is able to pull on a stack trace immediately and correlate it in code and customer context. One terminal, one operator, everything connected. Before MCP, these were 7 separate tools. I'd switch between tabs, copy paste context, manually translate a meeting note into a Linear ticket, manually check Sentry, then switch to Slack to report it, then switch to Linear to create the issue. Every switch cost time. Every switch lost context. Now I say, check if there are any new Sentry errors, create Linear issues for the critical ones, and post a summary to Slack. One command, done. Here's what this actually looks like. Before power tools, carpenters cut wood by hand. Power saws came along. Did carpentry jobs disappear? No. Carpenters became more productive. More houses got built, but the carpenters who refused to use power tools, they couldn't compete. MCP is the power tool for knowledge work. It doesn't replace you, it connects everything you already use and it's AI orchestrated so you can get to work. The mistake here is thinking about AI tools as individual products. The power isn't in any single tool, it's in the connections between them, and MCP is those connections. Going forward, I seriously consider and audit all tools I use based on whether they have an MCP server or not, and whether the team behind them is investing in that, because that is the future. I want to be able to work through all my tools in a headless fashion through Cloud Code so I have full connectivity so that my workflow can stay where I am in the terminal, building out insane product experiences, but also robust ones, and having immense insight into anything that could go wrong through Sentry or any customer information we get through Slack or Granola. So finally, here's what happens when these 7 tools work together. This is my actual daily workflow. In the morning, I open my terminal, Cloud Code, I check Linear. Here's your sprint, 3 items in progress. Cloud Code checks Sentry. There's no new errors overnight, and there's one resolved. Cloud Code can now check Granola. You have a client call at 2 p.m. Here's context from the last meeting. I haven't opened a single browser tab. I already know everything I need to do that day. Working, I speak my prompts through Whisperflow instead of typing. I describe what I'm building and Cloud Code writes it. I review, test run, merged. Meanwhile, Sentry alerts flow into Slack asynchronously and I see issues in real time without checking anything. If a problem pops up, we can get to it. But after client calls, Granola has the notes already done. Decisions captured, action items listed. I can tell Cloud Code, create linear issues from today's action items. Done. Slack client channel updated, team notified, all from one terminal. That's not 7 random tools, that's a machine. One operator, Cloud Code, connected to everything through MCP, voice in, execution out. Before the system, I was the bottleneck. Every meeting required manual notes, I need a VA, every follow-up required manual effort, every context switch cost me 20 minutes. Now the tools handle the logistics, there's no communication gaps. I do the work that actually requires judgment. I'm still reviewing every line of code, still making every decision, but the busy work is gone and everything is connected and we have full visibility into the lifeblood of our product lifecycle. Here's the anti-pattern though. Don't buy 15 AI tools and use none of them well. Tool hopping is procrastination in disguise. Pick your stack, learn it deep, build systems around it. All of the tools I said, there's definitely clear, strong alternatives. Just find the ones that work for you in the core niches you want. AI is a mirror. It reflects back whatever you bring to it. Bring clarity, get clarity. Bring confusion, get more confusion. Bring discipline, ship faster. Bring chaos, generate faster chaos. The tools don't make you better. They make you more of whatever you already are. And here's the full stack and what it costs, right? I spend monthly. Now I pay for Cloud Code Max, that's $200. Granola Pro, it's about $10. Linear, it's about $10 per user. Sentry is about $26 a month. Slack is about $10 a month. Whisperflow is about $10 a month. MCP server is genuinely free with all of these. That's total is about maybe $300, $350 a month in operational costs to run my agency. And I would pay 5 times that for the same results, to be honest. Conservatively, the system saves me so much time. Conservatively, this system saves me 5 hours plus a week, and I tracked it for a month. Whisper alone saves me an hour a day in typing at $200 an hour billing rate. That's $50,000 a year in recovered time for a $2,000 to $3,000 annual investment. If you're starting from scratch, here's the setup priority. Week 1, get Cloud Code, Linear, and Sentry all up and running. The core, build, track, and monitoring. Week 2, Granola and Slack. Capture meetings, wire up notifications. Week 3, bring in Whisperflow and MCP connections. You can get full voice input, full system integration. You don't need 50 AI tools. You just need systems that connect into a system that you can use in your day-to-day and get going. And here's your homework. Pick 3 of these. Set them up this week. Build 1 MCP connection. Record 1 voice note instead of typing an email. Do that for 30 days. If you're running a service business and you want help wiring this up, that's what a strategy session covers. We map your workflow, identify the highest leverage integrations, and give you a 30-day implementation plan, and the link is in the description. You can chase tools forever, or you can build systems that compound. You can pick your stack, wire it together, stop tool hopping, and that is the game. You want to use AI tools to transform your business, and this is how I've done it for mine and how you can do it for yours.